Hey y'all, Kelly from Broken Carnivore. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I have done 2 grocery haul videos in the past, one at ALDI, one at Walmart. Both of these grocery hauls I have done in a city of population of 10,000 or more that has an ALDI, a Walmart, and 1 or 2 grocery stores. I also shared the cost of each item at those stores on the video and the total cost of what it costs to eat in 2 weeks or a week. And most cities or towns that has a population that's even greater than 30,000 has many options of Walmarts, ALDI. They also have national food grocery chains and other grocery stores. So you have competition, so you can get sale ads, you can find stuff on sale, and you can get a pretty good bargain. Some of those cities even has a Costco or a Sam's Club. But in case you live in a town that's 10,000 or less that only has 1 grocery store, maybe 2, even better if you live in a small town that's 5,000 population or less and you have 1 locally owned grocery store, and that's your only option because you live 100 miles away from the nearest city that has that option where you can shop and get many bargains on sale on many carnivore items. But you can't because you don't have access to a vehicle, or you can't get to town, or you're limited on a budget, or the only transportation you have is on foot. So I am going to do a grocery haul today in a small town that is only 10 miles from where I live, and I am going to buy all the food there that would be if I'm on a budget. And when I get home, I'm going to share the cost of each item and the total bill, because the one thing about small grocery stores or grocery stores that's only 1 in town, they're not going to have sales because they're the only one. They don't have competition like the big cities do when you have like 10, 12, 13, 14 different grocery chains. So let's go to this small town. Let's go to this grocery store, pick out the foods that's on Carnivore, and let's go shopping. From the store, and this is what I got laid out here. So let's start with the sour cream right here. I wanted some sour cream, so for some kind of little Mexican taco bowl, something like that, where you have meat and cheese, that is $2.79. I went ahead and went with this brand here. These are actually local here in the area. I know where this farm's at. I know that their chickens roam over the land, so they do chicken things, and I'm sure in the wintertime they probably feed them some kind of grain or some kind of chicken feed, but I do know where this farm is located. They're 2 brothers. The reason why I got these is because they cost just as much as the store-bought eggs. These were $4.99 a piece. With 2 of them, they're $9.98. Let's go with these. These are about quarter-pounder burger patties. It's an 8-pack, and I got this for $8.49. I got two different chuck steaks here. One's $7.45, and the other one is $10.82. We'll go with the thick cut pork chops, which I thought this is a pretty good deal, and it's good to throw in a variety. So I got one pack for $4.85, a 2-pack, and then I got another one for $5.62. We're gonna go with the bacon. I got 4 of them, and they're like $3.99, which is a total cost of $15.96. And then last of all, which these aren't really cheap there. You can get these cheaper at ALDI. You can get them cheaper at Walmart, but we're doing this grocery haul at a small town, local owned grocery store. This is what there was available. And this here, these are 80/20, 100% pure beef burger patties. And I got these for $22.89. The idea of this grocery haul is not about trying to find a bargain. This is about living in a small town that has only one grocery store, and you want to eat an nutrient-dense, ancestral-based, single food ingredient, either ketovore or carnivore, and you want to do carnivore, and you can't get to town, you may not have a vehicle, the only means of transportation you have is a bicycle or you're on foot, you got a job in a small town, the town is less than 5,000 people or even less, and the only way you can get to the store is to go to walk, foot, bicycle, or if you have a car, you can make it there. And that's the purpose of this grocery haul here, is that you can live in a small town and shop at a small town locally owned grocery store, and you can get foods on the carnivore diet. To my opinion, is the worst beef, the worst eggs, the worst bacon, the worst meat, even hot dogs and bologna is still better than the best plant out there. If you like this content of this video and you thought it was helpful, useful, could you do one thing for me? Please hit the like button. Comment down below, even just to say hi and where you're from. And then most of all, share it. The more likes I get, the more comments, YouTube will get this out to others, and it will help my channel to grow. Also, I have a link down below to help support the channel called Buy Me a Coffee. If you could look at that, it will help support this channel, it will help get this channel to grow. I like to get my channel to grow to where I get more people out there to see this and be aware of the journey and the proper nutrition of a carnivore diet. I'm let you know right up front, I am not a medical doctor. I don't work in the medical field. I work strictly in maintenance in the trades. Been in the trades for 25 years. I dealt with chronic inflammation for years from neglect of not only the standard diet, but also poor choices of habits like smoking and chewing tobacco. And that can wreak havoc on your body as well. And all that damage done, and then within 1 year of being on carnivore, it reversed all them. And so that's why I want to share my story out there, and that's why I try to do these grocery hauls, is because, hey, and break down the cost, because a lot of people out there are afraid to go carnivore because they think it's expensive. Well, yeah, single food, no matter what, whole foods cost more, but if you put the cost together of the medicine, the standard diet, if regular grocery haul, yeah, you can get a bag of chips, you can get ultra processed foods way cheaper. But if you're like me, I am a sugar addict. I was addicted to sugar, and I couldn't just have one little piece of cake or one little nutty bar, one little snack cake or whatever. I got to have a lot. I had to have a lot of bread, not one sandwich, but I had to have 2 sandwiches, maybe 3. That's why I was in this predicament before I became before I went keto carnivore 4 years ago and went carnivore a year ago, because it wasn't sustainable for me. And that's why I dealt with chronic inflammation in my entire body. So, as we approached at the end of this video, I want to read to you from James 4:7-8. Therefore, submit yourselves to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. And those two verses is remind us for every day, even us Christians. We have to be reminded that we are broken, busted, we are sinners, and we all have fallen short of the glory of God, as Romans 3:23 says. And that's the beauty of grace, that what God done for us, something he didn't have to do, but he did this out of love. He came down here, robed in the flesh as his son Jesus, lived a perfect sinless life, died, buried, and he's not in that grave. That grave is empty. He rose from the dead, and he is seated on the right hand side of the Father, and he is waiting to come back to become our eternal King. And I am looking forward to that day. And likewise, let's be kind, be positive, have a good attitude, and encourage and support one another. You all have a great day. God bless.